Hello watchers and welcome back. A lot of you have been asking for a point of view based on the Mosasaurus's perspective. So in this video, we're going to be covering the perspective theory of the Mosasaurus from Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but we're going to be starting off from Jurassic World, specifically up to the point of the Indominus Rex and starting from where she is about to do her show. These point of view videos are just fictional, they're just theoretical, it's not actually official, and it's just for fun. Without further ado, let's begin. My name is Mosa. I live in the water. This is all I've ever known. My life is pretty simple and it's kind of exciting. Lately I found though that the older that I grow is the more that I want. I'm not completely alone though. I have two friends in my head. Nobody else can see them but me. The first is Kilnarin, which is a smaller version of myself, and the second is Mecha. It's basically a version of the humans with a shark tail. I'm a positive thinker. Whatever I want, I make happen. I am determined to keep myself happy and alive and wishing for more and believing it will happen. Even though I've discovered that I've developed a boredom for the shows that I have to put on every day, I try to make the best of it and just keep telling myself that there's something more out there. Oh, there goes the shark. It's hanging today. It's hanging, says Kilnarin. I look above to the surface, and surely enough, there's a large shark hanging overhead. I hear the loud, noisy chattering of the humans above. Mecha swims beside me. Oh, they're waiting, all right. You're their toy. They're to make them smile and happy. I didn't care. All I want to do is take a huge bite out of that shark. It's kind of a game for me. I see how high I can jump and try to jump higher every time. But for one thing, I've never actually looked beyond my home. I do the show and I jump up and get the shark. The humans are wild with craze. Why are they so excited to give away their food is beyond me. I descend back into the water and eat the other half of the shark. It's amazing, but I'm a little bit burdened. I want more. These humans are very interesting, but they've also had me thinking. There's more to life than just where I am. How can I get out of here? Where do they go when they're not here? And why can't I follow them? I settle down to sleep. My body goes into a sort of torpor. My heartbeat slows. Suddenly, Kilnarin is beside me, whispering in my ear and swimming circles around my head. You know, Mosa, Mecha says this is going to be your life forever. You're always going to be jumping out of the water, making the humans happy and eating their food. You're never going to be able to eat what they want you to eat. No, I reply. Kilnarin, I am going to be something amazing. I'm growing bigger and bigger every day, and judging from my history, the larger I get to go to different places. So, if I just keep growing big and eating all their food, then maybe I'll grow big enough to get out of here. Mecha manifests herself. She doesn't say anything yet, but I can feel her scoffing. Wow, your head is really in the clouds, for want of a better phrase, because technically you're underwater. Why so? I asked Mecha. Because the reason that you're in here in the first place, Mosa, is because those humans out there put you here. So unless they want you to leave, you're not going anywhere. Wow, I say. Some friends you are. Well, you know what? I'm not going to let you get me down. You know what I want? I want excitement. I know that I'm going to get bigger and I'm going to get out of this little small home that I have. And I'm going to see the world. There has to be a bigger world than just here. Kilnarin wags his tail. I don't know whether or not to think if you're delusional or stupid. I ignore his comment. You'll see, guys, I say. I'm going to go where the humans go. Wherever that is. Mecha swims beside me. What if they don't want you there? It doesn't matter. I'm Mosa, and I can make anything happen. I make my own reality, and I achieve my own dreams. As I take the time to rest some more, I remember wishing to myself that I want some excitement. I want more than just what's been happening over and over again. I wake up, I swim, I jump, I get the shark, I eat it, I sleep, I swim, I wake up, I get the shark. It's just over and over again, and there's nothing else to my life. I want more. I just want something different. Moments later, it feels like, I wake up to all this calamity. The surface is above with cacophonous noises and the humans are going wild, but not like they go wild when I eat their food. It's something else. I can see strange shapes flying or soaring over the water that I've never seen before. Very odd. And the humans are going even more crazy now. I stick around on the surface and wonder what's going on. Kilnarin meets me. What in the hell is happening there? I don't know, I reply. They're going nuts. Mecha smiles sarcastically. Like, you're the one that said you wanted excitement. Aha, and see, excitement is exactly what I got. An opportunity. I want to be in on this too, I say excitedly. Suddenly, one of those figures flies right over me. I swim underneath to try and catch up to it. And this time, I make it a game. Something more. Something different. Maybe the humans are doing this on purpose. Maybe they heard my wish and my prayer. Or maybe, just maybe, and I say this out loud, I made this happen. I said I wanted excitement before I went to sleep, and now excitement is happening. Mecha rolls her eyes. Kilnerin says, well, don't miss out on the fun. Go get him. At that same moment, one of the figures are flying overhead. Another scares the mess out of me and dunks something into the water. This happens several times. Wow, they're really amping up the stakes here, aren't they? I lurk a few feet beneath the surface. Right then and there, I see an opening. One of the flying things is dunking what looks like a human or a black shadowy thing into the water. I thrash my tail as quickly as I can and accelerate towards the surface. I am the best sharpshooter there is. I can catch anything from out of the water. I've had enough practice. After all, I've been doing these jumping feats my whole life. Nothing escapes these jaws. Before the strange figure carrying the black thing can fly away, I leap and I open my mouth as wide as I can. This is the moment. Wide enough to envelop the creature and its meal and slam down my powerful jaws, encasing them both. This isn't like the shark that I'm used to eating. This thing is alive, and I can feel its life leaving its body as I pull it back down into the water. Whoa, Kilnerin exclaims. You weren't kidding. I told you, I say confidently. I make things happen. As I'm talking to my two friends, all of a sudden I feel the urge to choke. I spit out the flying figure and try to dislodge the smaller thing from my throat. Bit off more than you could chew, huh? Says Mecha. Not helping, I say, literally in a choking panic. With one gigantic and abrupt exhalation, I spit out the human? It was a human. She's dead now. So now the humans are sacrificing themselves. Interesting. I feel so special right now. First they give me their food, big chunks of it, several times a day, and now they're even sacrificing themselves to me. What is happening? I slam my jaws back over the human and cut it in half. The taste that fills my mouth is exhilarating. It's unlike anything I've ever tasted. That's because you've never had much of anything else, says Mecha. One thing's for sure, Mosa, there's definitely more where that came from. I let out a bellowing cry. Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you from the start, and you guys aren't listening. Kilnerin is freaking out because I'm eating the human. Mecha turns to him and slaps him in the face with her shark tail. It's not like they ever did anything for her. Don't you remember they're the ones that put her in here in the first place? Shut up and help her eat it. Well, who am I to turn down such a wonderful gift? I say as much to myself as to my friends. Suddenly a sleep takes over me when I finish devouring my prey. Praise. I can still hear a lot of clamor on the surface. And for some reason, this gives me a giddy sensation because I know something amazing is about to happen. I wake up several hours later and the sun has already left the sky. It is nighttime and it's eerily quiet except for some roaring I can hear in the distance. I want to get out of here. Something feels different about this night. When the humans would go away, I always felt as though they'd come back, but now it seems as though everything is especially quiet, like there are no humans anywhere, and all of the noises I used to hear in the distance that came from other creatures are now all over the place, like there's no one source. Kilnerin, Mecha, what's going on? I asked my two imaginary friends. If I didn't have them to talk to, I'd probably go crazy in here by myself. Kilnerin suddenly appears in front of me. Well, you want the good news or the bad news? He asks. I want the good news. And only the good news. Well, you can't escape the bad news, but I'll give you the good news first. Okay, you ready for it? Stop playing games and just say what you gotta say, dipweed, says Mecha. Okay. You got excitement, and more is coming. That's the good news. Well, I already knew that. What's the bad news? I asked Kilnerin. The bad news is more is coming. Kilnerin faces the shore, and like clockwork, there's a sound of two very large animals roaring at one another. I spy hop and see the two creatures, large as life, towering over one another and yelling. What is it that they're fighting about? No sooner do I think this, the creature on the left with the bigger head and longer teeth attacks the creature on the right, and they both start going at it. This goes on for a while, and then the third creature joins in. What in the world is happening? Mecha sticks her head above the surface and says, well, this is something you don't see every day. I try to stay as quiet as possible. They seem to be coming straight for us, says Kilnarin as he dives back down into the water to get away from whatever is coming. I've never dealt with this situation before, but what I do know is that anything that hangs over my tank or is close to it is automatically food for me. What if the humans put these creatures here for me and they're fighting for survival? Or maybe they're fighting over one another to see which one of them deserves to get eaten by me. Wow, I really am special. See, Mecha? Positive thinking. Mecha rolls her human eyes at me and says, right. Because two large monsters who are ripping their throats out and headed straight for you is a positive thing. I just laugh at her remark and bide my time under the water. Suddenly, I see the tail end of one of the creatures hanging over very close to my tank. That's it. This is a pretty dangerous feat. Usually the food is hanging directly over me for me to jump. But hey, this is a special skill of mine and I can't hone it unless I get challenged every day. And this definitely is a challenge. I know what I have to do. Swimming back down to the depths of the water, I turn myself around 180 degrees, stare at the surface with the tail hanging over it, and then I charge straight for the surface, straight for that tail. I know what I must do and I am not afraid. And this is what I must achieve to get to the next level of my skill. And that skill will open up new possibilities for me. I increase my speed, and next thing I know, I am jumping out of the water and onto the land in front of my home. My jaws hit their mark, as always, even in this very questionable position. I slam down on the neck of the creature who squeals in surprise. This is the biggest thing I've ever eaten in all my life. I drag it back down to the depths with me. It kicks and screams the whole way down. I can't really blame the thing because dying must be scary, especially when you're doing it in my jaws. With my jaws still firmly locked around its neck, I hold it at the bottommost part of the water until it stops struggling. It convulses for a short while until its lungs are filled up with water. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. Did you guys see that? No, Mosa, we didn't see you kamikaze out of the water and bring back something almost as large as you into it, says Mecha. Kilnarin is just so happy that we have food for quite a while. I am so ecstatic and I know that only good things are going to happen from here on out. Some time has passed by, but I don't really know how much. At the moment, it seems as though I've been here for a very, very long time. The passage of time is askew because I no longer see any humans. What I do see are larger creatures like the one that I ate roaming around my enclosure. I don't know what to make of this, but I'm starting to feel worried. Usually the humans come every morning to worship me and to give me treats. And aside from this creature that I have floating at the bottom of my water home, there are no other creatures or treats for me to eat. The silence is lonely. Time has passed because I'm hungry. I eat, I sleep, and I'm hungry again. After a while, the meal is practically finished. I pop my head above the water to investigate. Still nothing. Why? Mecha weakly appears in front of me. Over time, it is getting harder to hear Kilnarin and her. Mosa, you're going to die here. Those humans were the things keeping you alive, and now they're gone, she says indiscernibly. No, Mecha, you'll see. I'll get out of here. I've always believed there is something bigger than this. Always. I'm going to keep believing it, I tell her. She scoffs at me before I feel her disappearing once more. Then you're going to die down here, is the last thing she says to me. I don't listen to Mecha, and I don't hear from her or Kilnarin for quite some time. I can feel my heartbeat slowing. I'll be okay. I'm going to find that mysterious larger world. I won't die down here. I promise to myself. I promise. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that point of view theory from the Mosasaurus's eyes. If you guys would like more like this, drop us some suggestions in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other Jurassic Park, Jurassic World videos and our playlists at the end card you can see right now. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Alteori. You ask, we answer.